Welcome back, friends, to Movie Car Recreations Episode 2 and Evos Everywhere. Now, off camera, as you can see, I picked up a bunch of Evos, and these are all going to be parts cars. Also, well off camera, I found 3 of the Paul Walker Evos. And I found 1 of the Sean Boswell Evos. So, that was not supposed to do that. Nope, that's not the hood. There we go. So, I found this Evo in a barn. As you can see, it's pretty much got its entire engine. It's missing a front bumper. And it's got all of its doors. Missing the left tail light. But now, with this Evo over here, it came out of the junkyard. But not the typical junkyard we go to. This came out of the salvage auction junkyard. So I've already done the frame restore on it. And before we get to pulling that suspension, we're going to come over here and repair panels. As you can see, I have 5 pages of parts, and these are just Evo parts that I'm repairing. Well, there goes that side skirt. I guess it's a good thing we got plenty of Evos out there. Okay, so that's parts repaired that we could repair that we haven't pulled off yet. Now we did have a TYC light, which is what this car requires. And it is the left tail light, so we'll go ahead and throw that in. And believe it or not, this is a car part. So now, we're going to go ahead and put the body back together. And we know we want this one that's painted red, as it came off the car. We don't have, it didn't have a bumper on it when we got it, so let's take a look at this first one. It's going to be too much like Brian's because that's the color of it. And I think that looks too stock for the car. So we'll take that one off. We got others. This one's got the red icon on it, so that tells me it came off of this car. So we want Lancer Tail Light B. Do we have a left tail light B? We do not. So, as we walk around the car, we see that this has an exterior fender as well. So we will put that on the car. Makes it a wide body. We don't have a right rear door, but we do outside. Okay, so we don't have one that's repaired there. Says we don't have a right fender, but we do have a headlight. So we'll install that. Okay, and this one's got the canards on the front bumper. We got the red hood. I'm sorry, still got to get used to these lights. Now we want left headlight B, which we don't have here. We do have a left fender. We have the front left door. We have one left rear door, but we don't have the left outer fender. So, let's go see what we can pull off of these. We're going to need this fender, we know that. That's not the bumper we need. Those aren't the headlights we need. I think we do need this door. And unfortunately, to get to these, I'm going to have to move them to the garage. So let's just continue stripping down the doors and stuff off of these cars. Okay. Let's finish putting the body on this car the best we can. We still don't have that bumper. So this is going to get the carbon fiber side mirrors. And for now, that's the most we can do with this one. I will have to look for another Lancer with the bumper with the canards. But we have plenty of Eclipse or Evos with good motors in them. Well, that one doesn't, but it looks like it has a decent block. So let's go ahead and see what we have for fluids in here. And from what I'm seeing, absolutely nothing for fluids. We'll have to check for an oil pan. teardown of this should be fairly quick. I do not imagine this is going to have a starter on it, as it came from a junkyard. No, it doesn't have a starter. Okay, so we need to turn this to get to the axle. Okay. We're coming close to getting ready to pull this excuse of a motor out of this car. Spin the camera around, go for these rear tires. Now, seeing as how we found the Brian O'Connor Evo, and we found the Sean Boswell Evo, I already know what I'm doing underneath for this, and that'll be a simple red and black scheme to go with the paint scheme of the car. I'll probably stick with the black metal suspension parts. And just go and with red polyurethane bushings. I do know the springs will go red on this, but that's to break up all the black that's going to be underneath. Okay. Suspension is all torn down. Now what we need is our crane so we can pull the motor. Now we're going to put this I-4 on there. And as you can see, it is basically, oops, I didn't need to hit that. It is just the crankshaft in block. So I will see you in a moment when I am done repairing parts. Okay, for you guys it's only been a second. For me it's been about 10 minutes. As I've been working to repair parts, paint things, and oop, I forgot to get the rear sway bar. Let's open our shopping list. Need a rear sway bar. I haven't purchased anything to do with the exhaust yet. But I did go through and get the performance brakes. Okay, so we need shock absorber A's. We're going to need 2 of those. And as you can see, I'm not going all out with the color underneath the car. Just went ahead and got some red polyurethane bushings. because I don't think personally that you have to do a lot underneath the car. This being a so-called drift car, you're not really going to see the underside of it. Now, I did get the updated brakes for better performance, and the calipers are red to go with them. Ooh! One more part we missed. We're going to need 4 of these. Okay, so I haven't done anything with the rims yet. Personally, I have to go back and watch or look at the Tokyo Drift Evo to get an idea of what kind of rims it had on it before I settle for what I'm going to put on it in the game. But that's just me. If you were to make this car yourself, you could throw whatever rims on it that you wanted to. That's the beauty of a game. Is that it leaves you free to do as you please. Now, obviously, through my turds in the junkyard, I have not found any of the performance parts. So, over the course of this series, I will be amending what I can and cannot buy in the shop, and that being that consumables and performance parts will be the only thing that I am allowed to purchase from the shop. Okay, suspension is almost done. I did chrome the inner tie rods just to give them a little bit of pizzazz. Just those brake parts alone was a 16% increase in performance on this thing. Okay, so we have our suspension done. Wow, this button is touchy. In the next episode, we will have to get started on the full rebuild of this motor. But at least the two parts we had are on the engine stand. I do have all those cars out there that have engines that I can take parts off of if I need to. The only problem with that is that the good majority of the parts, if they're repairable, are going to be parts that are going to have performance replacements. So motor-wise, I don't think those cars are going to do us a lot of good, but they could do us some good. And with that, I'm going to leave episode 2 here. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please drop a like, leave a comment. If you want to, share this video. And if you have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so, as it takes only a second to hit the subscribe button and it costs you nothing. And I wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, whenever you may be watching this. Thank you.